Hey guys, today I want to share with you how we budget and live a simple minimalist life here in Bali, Indonesia, how we manage our spending and expenses, and how we cut down on unnecessary excesses and save money. It's not about getting the cheapest price for everything. It's really about making conscious choices about how we live and be happy, intentionally not being wasteful, and ultimately being financially responsible, especially since we're already retired. So we got to be careful not to run out of the money till the end, our end. You get my drift. So 10 years ago, I was living in a way completely on the opposite end of the spectrum from now. And it's funny to look back because there are so many contrasts. Back then, most people would say I was living it up. But I was also stressed, eternally tired, and feeling so lost about the life track I was on. Now, although life is so much more simple and pared down, my husband and I, we feel fully engaged with our life here, happy, content, and free. And I just wanted to share more about my own journey from then to now in case it's helpful for you. If you're thinking about simplifying how you live or already some way on your own minimalism journey, do click like on this video and say hi below and tell me a bit of your own story. We all learn so much from each other, and I find that sharing really motivates me on my own development too, and I hope you will feel that as well. I'm no accounting whiz, so maybe you may find how I manage things perhaps a little simplistic, but so far it's worked out pretty well for us. And specifics aside, I do believe that the most important thing about all that we set out to do in life is often our intentions actually, and eventually things work out the way it's meant to be. I know a lot of us start down our minimalism and simplification journey by reducing our possessions, decluttering, donating our excesses, etc. And that's such a wonderful place to kick off. But if we think about it, we only got there in the first place because often our lives today involve excessive consumerism. So let's start with how Vitaly and I manage our spending and expenses. I call our attitude towards consumerism conscious spending. Basically, it's just leaving off on the unnecessary expenses, and there are a lot of those if you really sit down and think about it. One thing we try to do is using whatever we have to the end of their natural lifespans and not buying unnecessary duplicates that end up cluttering up our tiny home. So stuff like footwear, for example. I have one version each of sports shoes, covered toe/skate shoes. These are my daily flip-flops. 85% of the time I'm in this. And finally, a pair of slightly nicer sandals for the odd fancier occasion. Toiletries too, like shampoo. We both share one. I don't particularly like this one, by the way, not moisturizing enough for my surfed out hair, but we'll finish it off before buying a new one in replacement, as opposed to having 3 or 4 different shampoos sitting around cluttering up space. I also usually look up consumer reviews of what I want to buy on the internet before I buy it. Reddit is an awesome forum online for this purpose. This reduces the instances where I buy something and then I don't like it and I don't know what to do with it. This also means I don't do stuff like purchase things on the fly simply because the packaging looks super cute or the poster claims some miraculous anti-wrinkle effect or something. Also, clothes. Since we don't use what we wear to express ourselves and we can only really be wearing one outfit at any one time, really we don't need many clothes at all. So, ta-da! This is all about it that we have here. We also purchase carefully, so we like each piece that we buy. And you know, if they're slightly damaged, we don't just throw them out. We try to repair them. Like this pair of well-loved Billabong denim shorts that cost me about $80 roughly 5 years ago, and I wear this like almost every single day since, and this has met with my neighborhood tailor for many heroic rescues and it's still going fine now, actually, happily. Same thing with Vitaly's favorite pair of sandals. Our neighborhood shoemaker is a very good friend. Also, instead of dropping $80 to $100 at a salon to get pampered while my hair is cut, these days I enjoy cutting my own hair. It's cathartic, I'm surprisingly pretty good at it, and I enjoy it, and I cut down on spending. So overall, neat. As much as possible, we also like fixing stuff ourselves instead of outsourcing. Vitaly's really handy at a lot of things. He's solved most of our motorbike issues so far. It was his hobby before. Or sometimes it's about repurposing stuff we have with a bit of creativity. So we had an extra camera tripod lying around, and Vitaly brought it to the woodmaker nearby and actually turned it into an easel for me for just about less than $2. I was very happy. Within our marriage, I'm so thankful that gift giving is neither of our love languages. We build our love with quality time, affection, words of affirmation, but not gifts. And I'm so grateful for this because I always think, what store-bought thing can adequately express how much he means to me in a meaningful way? Very few ideas come to mind. Instead of always buying everything brand new, we're good with purchasing pre-loved stuff. Home appliances like our washing machine, for example. And even these lovely dishes, and even Vitaly's Nikes. The fact that something is used isn't an issue, so long as it still does its job well. We also agree on buying quality over quantity, even if it means we pay more for the item up front. But usually we find we probably end up saving money in the end and having less clutter. This also means that if and when we outgrew an item, it's easy to sell it on to someone else who can enjoy it more than we do, and we can also recoup some of our costs back. Fundamentally, at the heart of it, conscious spending is also about right-sizing your home and your lifestyle to who you are truly. Even if it was within our budget, we don't really need a villa with a private pool like almost everyone else here has, since we surf most days anyway. So we have a simple home with a small garden, which we have fun in with doggies and enjoy so much more. We could also spend a lot more time at Bali's beach clubs and other social establishments, I guess. But since it's not really our kind of thing, so just once in a while is enough for us. Food-wise, between eating at local places that we love here, which are also all very affordable, and cooking at home, our monthly food and groceries bill usually comes in at about a very respectable $700 plus US, without us feeling we limited ourselves in any way. Living like this, spending consciously, feels really good in so many ways. There's not an endless inflow of new possessions to weigh our lives down and clutter up the house. It naturally cuts down on your expenses, creating extra savings. And environmentally, we're also reducing wastage and excess production because we consume less. A habit that really helps us to actualize our conscious spending intentions is tracking the spending. Recording down each cost makes you way more mindful of each transaction. The records also crystallizes your spending patterns and habits, and if something is going wrong, you can see where the issue lies based on the records. I highly recommend doing this. It has been incredibly helpful and has made all the difference for me. Believe it or not, I used to do this using receipts and Excel sheets. But these days, there are a lot of different phone apps that simplify the process and provide analytical insights into your money habits. Using this, I can see pie charts of our expenses by categories at the end of every month. It's really helpful. You can record incoming money as well. Budgeting wise, our monthly passive income is usually around $2,000, and we find that living well within that limit here comes easily and quite naturally for us with the minimalism money habits we outlined above, especially since we have very little desire to pursue a more hedonistic lifestyle. I am grateful for the contentment mindset that both Vitaly and I share about our life here. We do actually have some extra income from stuff like YouTube, but this is actually channeled mostly towards our savings. I set up separate bank accounts for different things we are saving for, and when the money comes in, I always try to pay ourselves in savings first. I have different categories of savings. One is future expected expenses. For example, we're committed to a long lease here, but when that runs out, we expect probably we will recommit for another chunk of years. So we will need a lump sum to be able to pay for that. So every month we contribute to that fund. There's also saving for the little extras we may want here and there, such as a better camera lens Vitaly is eyeing that shoots a bit more beautiful images, or perhaps so that Vitaly and I can splurge on a nice trip somewhere. As and when we have some extra cash, I squirrel that away to that end. I don't mind the wait, there's no hurry, and this way when I finally build up enough spare to buy what we want, it does feel great to finally satisfy all the anticipation, and I appreciate what we purchased way more compared to just splurging without thinking. There's also saving for unexpected necessary expenditures, an emergency fund, so to speak. If your interest in budgeting and simple living is piqued, you may wish to check out some of the classes on today's video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes on a huge range of topics from photography, art and illustration to freelancing, accounting, and more. We've used Skillshare ourselves to learn so many new skills about video, storytelling, YouTube, and also life skills stuff like financial management, surprisingly. This one class learned how to budget, personal budgeting made easy in 16 minutes by Brainy Money and Sun Han, even provided an Excel budgeting spreadsheet with presets. So basically I could just download it, key in my expense and income details, and voila, budget generated. Super useful. Because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, the first 1,000 viewers to use this link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So you can check out that class I mentioned, or just look through Skillshare's entire class library online for free for 1 month. Adopting these minimalist living habits and budgeting and living simply in Bali this way feels so good to us on so many different levels, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who isn't yet practicing some or all of this right now. If you have any more tips to share with us, I would love to hear them, so please share them with us down below, definitely. Thank you so much for watching this and tuning in every week. It is wonderful to be able to share my thoughts with you this way, and I hope you enjoy this as well. Chat again soon, and till then, you take care.